Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Steve from the Lazy E Homestead. Want to kind of show you guys basically what our how we make energy here, how we make electricity. We ain't got no energy. It's being lazy all day long. It's tiring. It wears us out, so we have no energy. But no, this is basically a video to show you guys how we generate electricity for our little homestead here, and just kind of want to show you guys our system, what it is, what it consists of, how we charge our system temporarily until we get our solar panels. But this is basically a video of the storage for the batteries, the inverters, and our generator. All right, as you can see here, ta-da. Anyway, we've got, it still likes a little bit until we're completely done with it, but for the most part, it's all here. It is up and working. But we've got our batteries, our inverters, and we've got our charge controller, which that'll be when we hook up our solar panels. And the generator I'll show you here in just a little bit. But basically I want to explain how the system works, where the power comes from, and where it's stored, when it converts, and when it goes to the homestead out there. It's kind of a mess. The wind kind of blew everything away. But so anyway, so we have 6 12-volt batteries. I got them wired so they are 24 volts each pair. So you got 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. You got them wired where it's on one side positive, 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 negative, 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 not to be negative or nothing. And then right here in the middle is you run the positive to the negative on each of those. Wiring it that way there gives you where you have 24 volts with 24 volt, or the two 12-volt batteries gives you 24 volts. We did that for a couple of different reasons. We did the 12-volt batteries so that way if something was to happen on the farm or one of our vehicles or something, and we need to throw another battery in there or something happens, we have 6 12-volt batteries here that we can utilize in emergency. Or if something happens and for whatever reason one of the batteries needs to be charged individually because they have an issue or something, it's easier to get a regular 12-volt car charger, battery charger, to charge them up. So that way, if need be, I can charge all 6 of them individually, worst case scenario kind of thing. I'm hoping we won't have to worry about doing anything like that because all these will be running kind of as one large battery bank. Each of these batteries are 100 amp hour each. They are the lithium batteries. They're battle-born. See if we can kind of battle-born batteries. These guys are actually made up in Nevada, made in the USA. Got a 10-year warranty on the batteries. They are there's no battery acid or nothing in them. The cool thing is you can see they're laying on their side. I can mount them upside down if I wanted to. There's nothing inside of them that will leak out. So with that being said, I can mount them any way I want to, and I love it because I don't have to have things, taking up space on the floor and whatnot. It can all be mounted vertically, horizontally, or whatever. But for how I want my system done, or how I wanted the system, I want it where it's all expandable. So if I want to add anything else to it, I still have room on this wall to expand more. So I wanted to add a couple more batteries to make us a 8 battery bank. I could. They are 100 amp hour each, but when you wire them up this way here to be 24 volts, it basically mimics what the other one is, if I'm saying that correctly. Regardless, each pair is 100 amp hours. So I have 300 amp hours of storage capacity here. So they are wired up this way here. So we've got the positives, and my positive goes over here to a fuse, which you can see if it'll show. It's upside down, but it's a 300 amp fuse. And it goes from the fuse over here to my master cutoff. And I have that just for sheer safety. If something was to happen, I can turn it off. No big deal. My negative side goes down through here, goes over to a shunt, which is, if you see right there, this little cable, it's like a little phone jack, like Cat 5, goes back behind there and then connects to this here. This is what basically my screen that tells me what's going on with my batteries. And right now I'm at 52.4% in my capacity, and I need to charge them, but I'm using 58 watts. So, but cool thing is the 58 watts is also including the what the juice that the inverters are using. And I think they're about 20 watts is what they're using. So there's something that's, what, 18 watts or so that's inside being used. But anyway, so all that juice and knowledge is coming from this negative battery cable here, the shunt. So it goes in through here, communicates, and then comes out and goes to my little bus bar on for the negative and the positive. I've got both of those, so that way I can have good strong connections everywhere. So we've got, like I said, the negative coming in, goes here, and then the negatives come out, goes to each inverter. I'll open one of these up here in a second and show you what it looks like inside. But then the positive comes over, master cutoff switch, which I can kill everything. It from this point here forward goes to the inverters, and when it comes out of the inverters to the house, and it'll literally kill the power into the house. So anyway, from here over down bus, and it goes up to my inverters. Okay, so on these inverters, I chose these inverters for a few reasons. There's another YouTuber, Martin Johnson, up in Idaho. They've got an off-grid living, and he's got pretty much kind of the same setup, and it works beautifully for their homestead. And I like the fact that I can add more of these if I want or if I need. Each one of these inverters, there we go. It's the Victron Energy. It's a multi-plus. It's the 24 volt, 3000 watt, 70 amp system. And so I've got 3000 watts there and 3000 watts there. So the way I've got them wired, parallel, 6000 watts total. If I wired them up where I could do it 240, which I could with these, I would get 3000 on one leg, 3000 on the other leg. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have 110 in our house. The main reason, everything that's going to be in the house is all 110. We don't have electric range. We're not going to have electric water heater, electric dryer, nothing like that. Everything in the house is 110. So I wanted to maximize the power of these two inverters. So that way I don't have to worry about anything. So you can see I've got my wires coming in. And I did the 2-aught welding wire, super flexible wire, very very thick wire, and it's got a good shield, double shield on it as well too. And my crimper tool, I love that. I'll show you guys what that one was as well that I did. It's almost like a little hydraulic lift or a press. It works off hydraulic power to crimp the connectors. But anyway, so I've got positive, negative coming in, and then I've got my AC out, which comes out of here, goes into there, and same thing from this one here. There, they both come, they go back up behind the wall, and like I said, still finishing things up, so it's just kind of open. But anyway, we've got the both wires come down, goes in. I'm trying to get down here where you can see a little better. So you've got the hot from both sides and the neutral from both sides, and obviously the ground comes into the breaker, which is this kind of the master breaker for the house. So it goes from 2 to 1. It's there and down, and we've got the gray conduit goes under the ground and in up into the house to where the breaker box is. We've got our ground wire, which goes to a ground rod outside, one of those copper ground rods. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just regular wiring for 110. If I wanted to do it where it's 220, I'd wire it different. But like I said, I wanted everything for 110. So anyway, we've got our AC out, and then we've got our communication between both inverters. So you've got this first one here, over here, and actually goes to this inverter here. That's what helps the two inverters communicate. So basically, this is the master, this is the slave. This one mimics what this one's doing. See the solid green light there? That means it's on, it's working, everything's hunky-dory. This one here, you can see it's flipping between inverter on and mains on. This is showing that it's communicating and mimicking what the master's doing. Little rocker switch for have it on, off, or to charge only. Anyway, so the second one here goes down over to this bus smart dongle. And the cool thing is both these dudes are Bluetooth. I can take in with my app on my phone, I can open it up and I can see what both of these things are saying. This one here obviously giving me information directly off of what the inverter is doing. This one, if you remember, has communication connect to the negative shunt. So it's telling me basically what the battery bank is doing, what is in and out of the batteries. This one gives me more information off of what's going on with inverters. Over here is my charge controller, which basically this will, when I have my solar panels mounted, hooked up, connection and everything, the wire is going to come here into the shed and go right into positive, negative here, and then it'll come out from there, run down over, and it'll go into these two here, positive, negative. And then that will take and give me, as long as there's sunshine, it will give me plenty of energy to keep everything charged up and operating, and not have to worry about running the generator. As far as my generator, I've got it wired, and this is mirrored to what the slave is as well. I've got same thing. I got a 10-2 wire coming in, goes into the other box there, where one of them, and then goes to 2, just reverse of what the out for the house is. Goes up, comes out, one goes here, one goes to this one here, and it's just as simple as your hot, neutral ground. That comes from my generator. And whenever I need to start the generator to charge the batteries, I usually get about 3 days, and then I'm down to like 50, about half battery for the little bit of stuff we use. I figure whenever we get the solar panels, we won't really have to worry about ever running the generator unless there's cloudy days. But we have beautiful sunshine. A few little clouds, but anyway. So I'll go start the generator here in a minute and kind of show you what it does when everything kicks on, starts charging. But the cool thing is, once this is all up and running, I won't have to worry about buying gas anymore to charge the batteries. The inverter will do it, or the solar panels will do it, and keep the inverters giving me good power into the house. And another reason I chose the Victron inverters, I can use the energy in the house while I'm charging the batteries. And when the batteries are full, it basically kicks off a bulk charge. Whenever it's charging, it will charge bulk. When the batteries are right about 99 to 100% full, it'll click from bulk to absorption, maintains the charge of the battery bank, and it just passes whatever energy I'm not using in through to my loads, my house, whatever we're using output. So with that being said, let me go start the generator real quick so you can see. So like right now, we are at 52%. A little generator here, 3,500 watt. Okay. Takes about 10 seconds or so for it to kick on. See if we can hear it click. If you heard it click there. I don't know if you heard the change on the generator, but it's got a load on the generator now, so now it's charging. There we go. So we got the mains ons. Try to get to focus here. There we go. And you can see now bulk. It's bulk charging. %52.2%. I'll let it sit here for a second to see if you can see it go up. 52.3. So you can see it's already charging, and it will show I'm bringing in about 1,700 watts, and it'll probably, once it kind of settles here a second, sometimes I get around 2,000, 2,200, depending on what's going on from the generator. But still, it'll take a couple hours. It'll run maybe 3 hours total, and it'll be a full charge of the batteries. But that is basically our system. That is how we have electricity into our little homestead. I've got to do, like I said, a little bit more wiring and things here inside the shed to have electricity here in the shed. I've already got some plug-ins and things ready. It's kind of a mess right now, but for the most part, it's a working system. We've only had a couple little, like, what in the world happened kind of things, but nothing catastrophic. It was just learning the system, trying to figure out what it's doing, why it's doing things, because solar is all new to us. We went solar. I'm saying solar, we don't have the solar panels yet, but they are ordered, already paid for them. They'll be here hopefully within the week. But anyway, we went that because one, I don't like having to pay a bill if I don't have to. I understand paying for a service for things you need, but if you can get around it and not have to worry about paying for something and still have the comforts of life and not have to sacrifice anything, more power to you. I mean, that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to a self-sufficient homestead. With the electric company at the present time, they wanted $18,000 to take and run electric to us, and I don't think that was completely hooked up into the house and things. I think it was just kind of to the property line or to our house. I'm not 100% sure on that, but still, $18,000, that's a ton of money. And I was talking with somebody the other day, and they said that they asked if we found out how long the wait was for that. And I didn't even think about it. I said, when they told us the price, I said, no, forget that, we'll do solar. And they said it's typically about a 3-year wait is what we were told to get electricity. So I don't know if that was for their situation or what it would have been for ours. But regardless, I'm gonna have less than half in all of this and the solar panels and things. So I mean, even if it was almost the same price, in the long run, I wouldn't have a bill each month. This way here, I can still do everything we're gonna need and not have to worry about it. And like I said, if I want to expand, all I gotta do is add a couple more batteries, or if I need more power, add another inverter. Give me 9,000 watts. But I'm sure there's other things that I've forgot and didn't think about saying. But for the most part, that's our system. And I'm gonna post this video so you guys kind of see this here. Whenever I get my panels and stuff, I'll do another video of putting that system together and hooking everything up and showing how it's working. But for the most part, that's it. I mean, it's simple enough. It's an easy system. It works, and we have lights in the house. We got a fan. We've got our refrigerator. We can charge our phones and different things. We've got, I think, 3 plugins hooked up right now. We'll hook everything else up once we get all the sheetrock and stuff in. Be more stuff on that, but as it is right now, we've got all the electrical ran in the house. We've got all the plumbing done. We've got fixing to finish up on the insulation, and then we'll go from there. But that's another video. So, but anyway, if you guys like what you see here, please like it. Hit the like button. I wish you could hit it more than once, but just hit it one time. Hit the little bell notification thing, so whenever we have new videos come up, you'll get a notification that we've got a new video. But the only way that'll work is if you subscribe to us. So, but please like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, comments, anything, suggestions, because we're still learning. I don't know everything there is about all this stuff. I'm still learning. I think I'm doing pretty decent. My dad comes out and helps as well too. So, but anyway, appreciate it, guys, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Lazy E Homestead.